Well, you're looking at this tamarask tree and this cottonwood that's dying back. The tamarask, probably because of that bloom, has its roots in the water. This is the river bottom between here. I want to finish this up. You see the bloom on that tamarask. It's probably set in the water. This is the river bottom between Victorville and Barstow, about halfway in between. You can see that cottonwood there is dying back. It's been probably had its roots in water at one time, and it's lacking for water. I wanted to say these three things: inherent, experiment, and example. Right? It would be inherent, example, and experiment. Inherent, like it's best said by Jefferson, the way he wrote it for the Declaration of Independence. Now remember, if they would have had the Declaration of Independence the way he wrote it as our first law, things would have been a lot different. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they're endowed by their Creator with inherent and inalienable rights. Congress saw inherent and too certain, so they put in the word certain for inalienable. Why would your Creator only give you certain inalienable rights? That's just crazy. Anyway, the movie Stand and Deliver, there was an award ceremony for the teacher, the actual teacher, and Edward Olmos, the star of it, was there at this award ceremony for this, and some reporters got him off the side, and they said, "What can we do about these young gang members?" And he said, "They have been told enough. What they need is example." So this is your education, school, whatever, that's example. And then experiment. That's the rest of your life. It's all that simple to me. So I got that, and I want to read to you from the book, Thomas Jefferson on Democracy. In the appendix, the only words in the book that aren't the author's or Jefferson's are these words of the first line in the appendix. The principles of Jefferson are the definitions and axioms of a free society. Lincoln, 1859. 1859, when he was running for president, knowing that the South will secede, he was able to read Jefferson's writings out of the Library of Congress. So he knew this. He knew that the South would secede. And then here's the first, education. No one more sincerely wishes the spread of information among mankind more than I do. And none has greater confidence in its effect towards supporting free and good government. There you go. There's your internet. There's your everything. You can't let them take it away from you. And then this is from the other book, Propaganda Techniques in the World War. This is a 1925 book. It's the Bible for propaganda. And one of the reasons I think, I went through it, I can't read the book, but I could go through it, is that it doesn't have Hitler and that propaganda in it. It is more pure. And it's just, I paid $175 for that book, and I've lost it, or somebody stole it. Anyway, I wanted to do that, and this other book that's so important is The Best Congress Money Can Buy. If you can get it out of the library, just look at it and look at the money from 1982, from 80 to 82, that cycle. How much more money went into these elections. NBC, bought by GE in 84, 1984, there you go. That's it. It's not brains. I don't know if you can make it out, but this lichen on this rock, this may be some kind of granite. It's kind of flaky, but there's different types of granite. This is really dry. I'm up by Barstow now. I wanted to thank my daughter, Monica, and Rusty. You can hear him in some of this. And my cousin Kent for helping me with this. You can see these creosotes. They don't even have any leaves left on a lot of them, and they need the leaves to catch any moisture that's in the air when it's dry. So this is really a disaster out here. As dry as I've ever seen it in my life. I wanted to say at the end of this, we beat the Russians game. I always looked at it when Reagan and Gorbachev would finish this thing up. well, it's like two punch-drunk fighters out behind the bar. One collapses, the other falls. It takes longer to fall than to collapse. And Alexander Haig, who was Secretary of State, and he was a general in charge of NATO at one time, and he knew what the rust was across the line, and he tried to get Reagan to call the evil empire. He tried to get Reagan to call it the crumbling empire, and the Russian people would have went along with that. But to kick them people one more time after they spent 25 million people in World War II, that made it a lot easier for my father to go across Europe with Patton, building bridges for him. It just really turned my stomach. Anyway, there's a lot to this. I wish Prouty did an interview with a guy, and it's at Ratical, RATICAL.com, 500 and some page interview that's recorded, and a KPFK guy, Roy of Hollywood, would shoot it or would play it every year at night, and then he would do the one with Buckminster Fuller that takes the human race out of Africa and into England, and showed why that the ships, the English were the pirates, and would go out and raid the ships as they came in. It just really an amazing piece of work. It's in the archives of KPFK or Pacifica. But anyway, Alexander Haig, he knew the rust buckets on the other side of that war, and that's what we did. And that was just a criminal thing to do that to those people. Thank you. I hope you enjoy this.